All right, thank y'all for stopping by, looking at the vid. Second of all, like, subscribe, do all that good jazz. I'm racing to 1,000 as fast and as awesome as I possibly can. I was planning to only do 2, but I might do 3 because there's another type of video I do want to throw out there. But enough with that out the way. This will be the continuation of what if Deku had a light quirk. And majority of y'all, I wanted to cheat it. I really preferred if y'all said good. I'm not gonna lie, but that just makes it 100 times better for me or whatever, because that means I'll be able to do what if Deku was a villain, and I'll make it where he turns good in the end. Or do I? But no, I will. There's no point of hiding something that simple. But enough with this. Now, where we would continue off with this video, right, is it's after the USJ attack, and also after I did the backstory. And to sum up the backstory for the new people, or the people just don't remember and you don't want to go back to rewatch the other video, is like, I did a little bit of backstory. I talked about how him and Razor train. Razor has affiliation with these, and I didn't make this parts of what I'm putting into this in the video or whatever. I got it from like Good and Bad. It's like a fan fiction. If you look it up, that's where I'm gonna base what if Deku's a villain. I'm gonna base that off of that because I didn't make it. But enough with that though. This is pretty much the sports festival, right? So All Might's gonna come to Deku, or they're gonna meet up in the bar or whatever, and he's gonna have a talk with Deku right before. But he's like, yes, the sports festival is getting in. I want you to see if we can have any potential recruits, or see if there's any potential people that, you know, may may be useful for us, okay? And he says, yeah. Then he comes back and he talks to Deku privately. In person, though. Deku goes to his apartment. He's like, hello. And Deku's like, yes, can I help you? By the way, this Deku, he looks a lot more darker than the one in canon, because he dyed his hair. He changed his outfits a little bit. Like the stuff he wears is typically, his stuff is a lot more darker. You know what I mean? Like his whole everything, right? And so now how this would play out is he would All For One would try to talk to him again and be like, so tell me, where do you stand? How do you feel about being a villain? And he'll ask him all this stuff, and Deku's just like, it's simple. And he shows All For One his quirk. His eyes glow red. He starts to emit light. It's simple. There's only one thing that'll solve everything. A loud crackle. Complete and utter destruction of everyone and everything. I will assess so much power that my role will be absolute. This Deku is completely evil. All his cinnamon rolliness is gone. There is no hope for this man. He's completely over to the dark side. And One For All laughs maniacally. And this Deku has balls now. Like, he has balls of steel, right? And he's just like, and yes, I know you haven't told me I've been killing heroes indirectly. But if you told me this, I could have made my stuff more lethal. And he's like, oh, really now? Yes. We can crush the whole, he's completely sinister. It is dark. He's just like, yes, we can crush the whole hero society one by one. And then he would go into the reason, right? He'd be like, who tells me I can't breathe? No one gives a law about me breathing. No one gives me a law about walking, but using a quirk that's a part of you. As he's saying this, lights emitting, and like it's just going out everywhere. It's almost like he's going Super Saiyan, but it's not really going Super Saiyan. So I'll crush and kill everything. He stills down. But for the time being, I'll stay on the sidelines. So he would watch the USJ attack. Nothing special happens there, okay? That is just pretty much reconnaissance. He's just out and about. He's wearing like some form of outfit that keeps most of his face and stuff hidden. And since most people always do hoodies and stuff, like when they're talking about people hiding, I'm gonna say he has a special outfit that like looks like it's a breathing mask, but really what it is something to cover up his face. And it looks like it's a breathing mask. In reality, it isn't. He also has like this tank that looks like an air thing to help him breathe, but in reality, it isn't, right? What it really is his computer. It's a computer, and he's using that to record it and gather data and put in notes as he's recording. So, but he's in such a angle to where not too many people notice him. Plus, he knocks out the people within proximity of them, so no one like says anything or notice that he's taking notes or question him. Then Bakugo wins. Todoroki is in like I'll say probably in second. Then maybe Ida the bird. No, I think Ida. I don't know who would be in third, but I don't really think that's important. If y'all want me to include stuff like that, I can. But those are the only important people. Right now we'd go to the name picking, but we're not on the hero side right now, so we would skip that. Then we would head into the internship. So how this would play out differently, right, is since Deku's evil and he's not good, Razor will call up Stain. Razor and Stain, they're pretty chill. They're pretty homies. They've tried to kill each other many and many times. Once again, didn't make some of this up. Some of these ideas is from the good and bad. I was watching it. First last was like, yo, man, where the vids at? And like, you're not wrong. I need to make some more videos, but I've been reading this what if again to fully grasp the idea. Anywho, they did it, but since this Deku doesn't mind killing anymore, he doesn't care. Stain still does his crusade, but I'll just say for the time being, he doesn't like go all out, right? And when Ida pulls up, there's a big difference. Ida tries to attack Stain, but Deku just sees him and just like speeds it on up to him and just punches him in the dome piece, right? So Ida's trying to fight him, right? But it's such big explosions and stuff, right? Endeavor and all these dudes pull up, right? And I don't know where this story is gonna go in later parts because I didn't really plan for most people to want this man evil, but I think y'all want more violent what ifs. So I'm just gonna be freestyling it. I'm sorry if I mess up on some continuity somewhere. So this is gonna start being a lot more fan fiction than trying to stay on the normal regime that I try to stay on, right? Endeavor pulls up. Ida's caught, but Ida's pretty much out of commission because Deku pretty much just messed this man up. Endeavor stands there and says he's flames up, but Deku also has his mask on. He's like, Endeavor, but his voice, he has a voice changer too. Endeavor, Endeavor. Someone to claim to be a hero. This Deku, I would say he's more akin to a demon because he doesn't hide behind philosophy or any of that. He does what he wants when he wants, how he wants it. If y'all want to treat me like scum, I'll show you what scum looks like. He's like, Endeavor, Endeavor. Someone that claims to be a hero, but in all reality, you're worse than most villains I've met. As his hand starts to light. Here, kicks the dude. Kicks at Ida. And he's like, take that trash out of my sight. By the way, looks at him with an intimidation look. Bloodlusting or bloodlust. I don't know if that's the canon name for it. But if someone else made that, I'm sorry, but bloodlust looks at him, but it's not nearly as powerful as Stain because also he's not trying that much. I'd advise you to leave because you don't want to die or something. And he said, I am the #2 hero. And he powers up. And he cracks. Click, 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 click. Arm. Deku's. Stain's like, kid, we probably should go. Well, no, I don't think Stain would be like that. I think Stain would be like, I can back you up if you need it. He said, no need. Activate. His whole body began to fill with immense light and immense power. Looks at all, I'm not gonna mess that up. He looks at Endeavor. They started clashing, and this fight is on mass proportion, right? Fuck the alleyway. The alleyway's practically gone. They're on top of buildings. Endeavor's like throwing flames and flame balls and all this type of stuff. Gran Torino eventually pulls up because I'll say he's still in the area, and Gran Torino's like, what's the situation? And Gran Torino will probably go fight Stain. Just because I feel like Endeavor would be like, nah, I got this kid. Go take care of the infamous hero killer. I got a score to settle with this brat. And he's like, that's cute. You think you can actually face me? I've been doing good so far. The light passes him. He's like, that was too. And then right before he knows it, Deku jaws his man in the face, beating him up, just ferociously attacking him. And light can burn at like an incredible, it's almost like he has photokinesis, right? And light can burn really hot. So he's just wailing on the dude, beating the dog crap out of him. Gran Torino, him and Stain, I'm not gonna say they're evenly matched, but Stain's having a hard time using his quirk. So it's like he's kind of on the defensive. That'll play it into the part later. And then as this happens or whatever, they're fighting on like a high proportion, and like Deku's just pretty much dominating this dude, but Deku's not so strong to the point where he could just kill this man. Like, don't get me wrong, if he wanted to, yes, he could just do a big move and kill him, but that kind of takes away from the fun of it. So they're going at it. Endeavor goes for a kick. Deku easily weaves. He makes it to where his body's just complete light. It passes through him. The second that happens, he blasts Endeavor away in the chest, leaving a burnt mark, which that's gonna hurt his pride. And he's like just walking. And I'm gonna add some to the story. I'm gonna say, let's say Todoroki is getting abused more by his father because he didn't decide to use his flames at all since Deku wasn't there. And with this, I'm gonna say for whatever reason, Todoroki's out there too, right? And Todoroki was out and about, but as the fight was commencing, they're kind of it's almost like a Dragon Ball Z fight, because Endeavor's kind of in the air flying. So let's just say they like moved from Hotsu City somewhat, and they're more in like an area where much of the fighting wasn't going. He touches down with the ground. He's not being a hero, obviously, because Endeavor never was nice. He's like, get away, civilians. You're in my way. And then Deku, he's more of an All Might Junior. I will correct myself, and I won't make that mistake again. He's more like an All for One Junior, okay? And he's just like, so heroic. Shut up! And then he's throwing flame balls and stuff. Todoroki sees this, and he's like, he zips behind Todoroki because like he thinks he's about to attack him, but right before he pins him down, and right before he's like about to just end this man, he looks and says, burn marks? But you have a flame. Deku gets infuriated because he hates bullies. He's not nice, but he's still... Basically, he wants to create a world to where... a world where he's free or whatever, right? And he doesn't want anything to stop that. The only thing is he doesn't mind pushing some barriers, but he sees this. He grabs Todoroki by the head, looks around his body. And guys, please don't, for the people that are onto that gay stuff, or I mean like the people that actually like ex-Deku, ex-Todoroki, he starts ripping off Todoroki's like clothes and stuff. He's not naked or anything, but he starts ripping this man's clothes off, see all these burnt spot where his eyesight is, and he's like, starts choking him. Endeavor tries to hit him, but Deku just emits lights from him and like pins him down, also blinding him. So it blinds him and pushes him back really far. He said, let me ask you one question, boy. No. If he's the All for One Junior, I think it'd be more elegant with it saying something like, let me ask you a simple question. He's like, what do you want? Who did that injury to your left side? He's like, my father. Drops him. That's all I needed to hear. Instantly. Instantly. So what happens is Deku increases his output of light so much, right? And he basically makes almost like an light outfit, right? All together. He's just like walking towards Endeavor. He says, so you're the type of scum to bully others. I knew you had some bad qualities, but I never thought you was this bad. Deku snaps finger. Light prism. Light emits everywhere around Endeavor. Die. And it's just shoot. And it's going all over his stuff, right? After this, Gran Torino pulls up. And I say he's a little bit faster because of his quirk than Stain, but Stain eventually catches up with the kid, and he's like, sorry about that, kid. Oh, Geezer seems to be a lot faster than I thought he was. He said, no matter. I'm not going to say he's a god. Like, Deku doesn't have a god complex. But he understands that he's better than most people now. So he says, divine slice. And then like a mass wave of light hits Torino on like multiple buildings. Endeavor is sitting down on the ground, bleeding. He tries to get up, and like for a moment, his flames turn blue, and Deku's like, divine. No, he doesn't say anything. He's just like, too weak. It phases through him, and then right before it hits Stain or whatever, he says, burn. It increases the amount of light the heat of it, and it makes like this tremendous heat wave. Even Stain scoffs and like, damn, that's hot. Not in that way, guys. And so with that immense heat wave, it pushes Endeavor back for a moment, and like he stumbles back and falls down. And then basically Endeavor's just on the ground, just kind of like basically bloody and beat up. Gran Torino's pretty much out of the commission for the time being. He walks over to Todoroki, holds out his hand. I'll give you a simple choice. Do you want power? He's like, huh? Do you want power? You seem to have a strong quirk. You seem to have strong ability. You're quite intelligent from what I've seen at the sports festival. But you seem to need a push in the right direction. Todoroki hesitated for a moment. Power? Why would I? He thinks about it. Will I be able to get away from my father? In the background, you hear Endeavor coughing and wheezing. Todoroki, don't listen to that villain. He's nothing but scum. Just like my mother. And like, it's that big whole commotion and stuff, right? And so what ended up happening is Todoroki's like, as long as I'm able to get away from my father, here, I'll make a deal with you. As he extends his hand out slightly further. As long as you're with me, you'll never have to see your father again. As long as you obey every order that I give and do your utmost to do so. And you'll have freedom to use your quirk as you see fit. All right, then I'm in. Excellent. Stain, come close. He's like, what? Okay, kid. Grabs onto the kid. He like gets close. Divine teleport. And then they just practically shoot off. Back to the head base. He's like, Todoroki, let me ask you something. Are you prepared to be a villain and not a hero? He sits there, thinks about it. Because if you want to back out, go back to your father. He's being slightly manipulative, but not really. He's just asking an earnest question. So tell me, do you want to join your father? Go back there, deal with that? Or come over here to where we're free and we do as we please? The option is 100% yours. I will not force anything upon you. And I will understand if you don't want to go back. If you go back, I won't be able to protect you. If you stay here, I'll protect you to the utmost of my capabilities. What do you decide? I'll join you. No hesitation, I see. Your father must have been a real beast. And he's like, yes. He punches Todoroki in the face. Dummy hard. It almost sends him flying. And he's like, kid, what did you... He's like, why did you do that? He's like, simple. That face of yours, I hate it. He's like, huh? It's the scars. And he's like, no. You resent your father. He's confused by this. Like, what? Why? You're stupid. Huh? Look at me. You have two quirks in this society that is extremely rare. They're tremendously powerful. You could easily kill or take out opponents with ease. But yet you waste time hating your father for the way he treated you? Have you ever once thought about standing up to him using both of your quirks? But I don't want to be. Right before Todoroki's finished, Deku jaws him in the face again. Just because he's an asshole does not have anything to do with you. You have a tremendous, powerful, you have a tremendous, powerful quirk or some to that effect. Why don't you use it all? Last time I checked, it's not his power, it's yours. He has the same epiphany, but in different context. How strong do you think you'd be if you was able to outmatch him with just your fire side alone? You never thought about it like that. But if you're serious about being with us from this day on, you will never be a hero. You'll never be able to turn back. You can still turn back right now if you want. Let me ask one question, and that'll help me make my decision. Totoro gets up, wipes blood off. And what is that? Will you be able to help me use my quirk and learn how to use it better? Deku laughs maniacally. Well, of course. That's one of the reasons I joined the league in the first place. Stain's like, hey, you don't think you should be giving out this? He's like, it's fine. Worst comes to worst, I can always make him forget. But look at him, look at his eyes, Stain. He's like, he wants to fix this too. I never thought of somebody with a quirk getting bullied, but hey, you know this world's unique. So, I presumed you joined with that answer? Yes. Todoroki bows or like gets on a knee? Yes, I'll serve you. No need to stand or bow. We're all equals here. We all put in our work, Soon I'll take the place of Shigaraki, I think. The dude with the hands. I'll take his place, become all for one's protege. But before I introduce you to them, I have to see if you're worthy. He says, yes, anything. He says, yes, anything to prove my loyalty. Now, he gets back up. Like, he doesn't bow for too long. He gets back up. The only reason I feel like this would completely work is since his father's a lot more abusive, he'll take almost anything else rather than getting beat up and abused by his father. So, yeah. And that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it off is where Todoroki accepts the invitation. And later on, we're going to get into how Todoroki proves his worth, what they do, and all that good type of stuff. So, I hope y'all enjoy.